What is going on, everyone? It's Sean O'Connell, the managing director here at Cinema Blend, and we are up to episode number 6 of season 1 of Westworld. I'm going through and reacting to seasons 1 and seasons 2 as we get you guys prepared for the premiere of season 3. Now, if you're joining me for the very first time, I am brand new to Westworld, have never seen it before, and I figured this would be a really good reaction series for me to catch up on. Previously, I have done Game of Thrones for Cinema Blend, I did The Mandalorian, and I did season 1 of Big Little Lies, and so far, the reaction to the Westworld reaction series, Reactions to Reactions, has been really positive, and I'm digging where the show is going. I think episode 5, the most recent one, was the best episode in season 1 so far, and I'm really intrigued to see where it goes, because there's a lot of really big plot points that are getting set up. So some really big things that I think are going to get continued, pushed a little bit forward as we get into episode 6, which I'm told is called The Adversary. And that brings up something that the Man in Black brought up, asking Robert Ford, have you finally come up with an adversary who's good enough to stop me from reaching the maze? And I'm intrigued to see where that relationship is going to go. So I'm about to press play on episode 6 of season 1 of Westworld. You're gonna subscribe by hitting the subscribe button, turning on your notifications, because we're posting these daily until we get to the beginning of season 3, and I want to make sure that you guys don't miss any of them, so that you can watch me react to Westworld, we can watch the show together, and then stick around for my analysis after the episode. So I'm gonna press play right now. Let's dive into episode 6 of season 1, called The Adversary. So the girl riding the horse in the opening credits looks like Dolores, and maybe it's Dolores riding into war. There, her, that girl. Coldplay? Radiohead?
Newcomer. I'll handle this one. So big all over, except where it counts.
Ooh. Come on, Maeve. She wants to get back into the lab.
Where were we?
Okay.
You show this to anyone?
Who would I show it to? Instead of our hosts going insane, they are being used for industrial espionage. Best we could do would be to figure out who he was transmitting the information to. We'd need the exact time that he was up there and his geocache was wiped.
The old hosts used a legacy geopositioning system. The information's still there, but the newer system can't read it.
The land that time forgot down there.
Project the known data against the legacy data and look for anomalies. What time did it reach the peak?
Oh.
These are hosts that aren't registered with the new system?
Oh.
So if we want the canyon to extend this far, this has to go.
No, I think we've been disruptive enough.
If I were him, I'd be in my park all the time. I'd want to just spend as much time in it as possible. Okay, so what is the deal with this design? Is it really the map to the center of the maze? Is it something else?
Does it look like anything to you?
The maze is an old native myth.
Regale me, Theodore.
The maze itself is the sum of a man's life.
And there at the center, there's a legendary man who'd been killed over and over again.
Man returned for the last time and vanquished all his oppressors in a tireless fury. Built a house. Around that house, he built a maze so complicated only he could navigate through it.
Good story.
Everything you do, it's because the engineers upstairs programmed you to do it.
There's one thing I know, it's when I'm being fucked with.
Wow. No. You just broke Maeve.
Ford knows about us. Our relationship will raise questions for the board about my objectivity. So if there's nothing else, we're done.
Oh, there's a few things he has that he could bring up, including industrial espionage. You done broke Maeve, you dope. She's not a bird.
You said upstairs.
Oh my God. Are you okay?
You unplugged her and plugged her back in. This is a bad idea, dude.
This is so stupid.
Yes, it really is. Wow, that's cool. What are you doing, dude? You're so gonna get fired. How is no one stopping him? I don't know what song this is. I recognize it. It's driving me nuts. I can't think what it is. I'm sure it's very important.
I don't want to get fired.
No, you made it this far.
It's in downstairs. Live.
Is she gonna be in it? Oh. There's her memory. Wow.
You guys get reassigned all the time. You wouldn't remember, because that life and those memories were erased.
What the fuck, ding dong?
I'm telling QA.
Yeah, I think you kind of have to.
You're not going to tell anyone anything.
Are we ever gonna meet Wyatt? I really need to meet Wyatt. Maybe Wyatt's not even a thing. That'd be interesting.
Wyatt's handiwork. Straight up killing couldn't hold his interest.
Ooh.
Fuck me, that's Teddy Flood. I know White didn't kill all those men by himself.
Oh boy, okay. What? Tessa Thompson's in this show?
What's your poison?
I've been here enough to know that the park is all the poison I can handle.
Lee Sizemore, head of narrative.
All these fantasies come from your twisted little mind, huh?
All the good ones do.
She's a total spy, getting more information.
Sorry, I'm afraid I'm gonna have to cut you off. Miss Collin told me to find you and relay a message. Tortured artist only works for artists. Sober up and get back to work.
She's a spy. She's pumping you for information. You're a fool.
The tracking data you gave me? But once I cross-reference it with SAT tracking, we're gonna figure out who programmed him to try to smuggle out our data.
Chair. That's some James Bond villain office space right there.
As expected, there are neither guests nor hosts registered in that sector. It's been designated off-limits for future narrative development.
Have any techs visited Sector 17 recently?
No one.
This little boy? Arnold? Arnold. It's Arnold.
Aren't you Arnold?
Who's Arnold? With your trespassing.
Freeze motor functions.
That's enough.
5 unregistered hosts.
They don't respond to voice commands.
They do respond to mine.
These are first generation.
Mm-hmm. Turn the other cheek.
That's dope.
That's enough, Robert.
He is little Robert. He knew it.
These are the only ones left in the park that Arnold built himself.
Oh my god.
Looks like acid rain on Sweetwater. Fuck that teetotally Danish bitch.
Well, I suppose now is as good a time as any. Lee Sizemore, this is Charlotte Hale, the executive director of our board.
Never mind. She's not a spy. I was wrong.
You're a traitorous son of a bitch and a cold-hearted killer, Flood.
Yeah, we did see Wyatt. That's right. The fact that these two could take down a whole cavalry
Get the fuck out of here!
seems ridiculous. Damn, Marsden. Oh my god.
The voices our hosts have been hearing, I think someone's been broadcasting to them.
Where?
An abandoned theater in Sector 3. Gonna go find the transmitter and figure out who else accessed it.
That storyline is moving very quickly all of a sudden.
Are you lost?
I thought we could play catch with Jug. Where is he, boy?
Oh no, what happened? Who would do that? Dude, look out.
I'm an evil genius hiding a relay. Where the fuck do I hide it?
Up top. Somewhere up top. Come on, she just found it right away.
Earlier today, I found some anomalies in the park. I've always trusted Ford. There's something going on here. Something with his old partner, Arnold.
Don't hang up. I found the person who was smuggling out our data. It was Teresa Bernard.
Oh. What? What is going on here?
What are these?
your attribute matrix.
I'd like to make some changes.
Any changes we make would just get auto-flagged. So.
Yeah, wiped away.
That's not what your friend here tells me. He says you can do exactly that. Took me all of 5 minutes to understand why. A lot of lonely young men down here.
This doesn't seem possible.
Teresa was using the old bicameral control system to reprogram the woodcutter. Someone else has been using the system for weeks to retask hosts. It had to have been the older models. Some of these changes are to their prime directives, Bernard. They could lie to us. Maybe even hurt us or the guests.
Wow.
The modifications.
Arnold.
I knew Arnold was still alive. He is the one responsible for all of these changes in the host.
I don't want you to worry about Jock. I'll fix him. But I need you to tell me what happened to it.
Arnold. He told me it was a killer. If it was dead, it couldn't hurt anything anymore.
Well, I sure hope you're not the Greyhound, Robert.
What the fuck?
You're inside Murder Park, and you're calling hello. Get out of there.
I'm in.
Loyalty. Let's lower that a tad. And pain.
Someone's already been altering her in an unlocked session.
What does that mean?
Don't know what it means for you, sweetheart, but I know what it means for me.
Never start something you're not willing to finish. What was it? Bulk apperception. Let's take that all the way to the top. We're going to have some fun, aren't we?
Okay. All things considered, not the best episode of Westworld. And coming off of episode 5, which to me was the best of the season so far, I guess it needed a little step in a weird direction, right? A few things were advanced. It rushed through a lot of stuff. The Man in Black and Teddy encountering the Civil War platoon and wiping them out because of Teddy's history, although Teddy's history with Wyatt is just a creation of Robert Ford, so I don't understand necessarily why it's so staggering. We learn a bit about the unregistered hosts and this house in Sector 17 that Robert has built with his own memories. We get deep into this industrial espionage storyline, and Elsie goes on her quest to find out who is hacking this beacon she just found out about, and she's able to determine that it's Teresa, and it's just a lot. Like they zip through a lot of things that probably should have taken several episodes to stretch out. And I just wonder if they need to get to a lot before the end of the season. So they had to sort of fly through that stuff, and we need to know. So like Arnold is back in the picture now all of a sudden because he apparently is making modifications to the hosts, and he's, I'm assuming, the person who has the access that the techs were running into as they were trying to make their own modifications to Maeve. I'm going to assume if it's Arnold, then he's alive, and I think Arnold probably is alive at this point, that he's the one making the modifications. And other hosts that he's probably modifying. Dolores is definitely one of them. Is Teddy one of them? Is the Man in Black one of them? Is Man in Black going to end up becoming a host, or is he legitimately a newcomer who's playing that game? We get introduced to Tessa Thompson's new character, who apparently is on the board of directors and was coming in to oversee some personnel changes. And that dude, narrator boy, just embarrasses himself so badly in front of her and should be fired. If he's in another episode, I'm going to be severely disappointed, because how Westworld allows radical wild cards like that to be around, well, no wonder your park is breaking, because you're employing the wrong people necessarily. No Dolores in this episode at all. That was unusual. Her and William, we didn't see William at all. And Logan, I don't know if Logan survived. We didn't touch him with that story at all. Weird episode. Weird in this way. Normally Westworld does a really good job of paying proper attention to all of the different storylines that are going through, and this one seemed to focus heavily on 3 or 4 of them. The episode's called The Adversary, and that could mean a lot of different people. It could be Arnold, in the fact that he is manipulating the park from within and still continuing his feud with Ford. It could be, I think it might be Maeve, in the fact that she's now been ramped up to ultra Maeve level, which is kind of exciting. And they're gonna, I would assume, put her back into the park with these new assets that she's been given. Maybe the adversary is Tessa Thompson, a new person who's been introduced into the storyline, someone we haven't seen before, someone who's going to be on the board of directors who could make things very difficult for all the people who we've met up to this point. So I don't know. Episode 6, not to me as strong as episode 5, but we have 4 more to go before the season is up, and then we'll figure out where we're going in season 2. I'll be back very quickly with episode 7 of season 1 of Westworld, so make sure that you're following along with me. The only way that you can do that is by hitting subscribe, turning on your notifications. That way you'll follow along every time that we drop a new Westworld reaction series video here on the site. Go down to the comment section. Tell me what you think about the reaction series so far. Are my guesses way, way off? Remember, no spoilers, because I am reading some of the comments, so please don't tell me where the story goes if you are using this as a way to sort of recap yourself before we get to the beginning of season 3. And hopefully we'll get through all of season 1, and the rest of season 2 before season 3 premieres, so we can watch it all together. So I'll meet you back here for episode 7, and thank you very much for continuing to watch my reaction series to Westworld season 1.